Okay. This lesson is on ere verbs with pronunciation irregularities and spelling irregularities. The two most common ones with pronunciation irregularities are conoscere and leggere. Here you'll see the verb conoscere conjugated. It is a regular verb, so the stem continues throughout the verb, and we have the regular ere endings. Conosco, o, I, iamo, ete, ono. However, the pronunciation of the verb or the conjugation changes due to this C here before the ere ending. So with io, it's conosco, because CO next to each other is a k sound, conosco, whereas the SCI sound in Italian is she. So from conosco, it goes to conosci. Io conosco, tu conosci, lui conosce, lei conosce, noi conosciamo, voi conoscete, and then again, loro conoscono. So when we have the C followed by an O, first person singular, third person plural, the sound is a k sound at the end. So that's the irregularity. Io conosco, loro conoscono, as opposed to conosci, conosce, conosciamo, conoscete. Same with leggere, only because there's the G before the ERE ending. So it's io leggo, tu leggi, lui legge, lei legge, noi leggiamo, voi leggete, and loro leggono. So this O here, directly after the G, makes it a hard sound, G. So with these two verbs, it's the pronunciation that is irregular. The verb is conjugated, as you can see, in a regular fashion. Stem remains the same, and the endings are added after the stem. The next verbs, muovere, rimanere, tenere, piacere, and tacere, have irregular spellings. With muovere, again, it's conjugated in the regular fashion. So the ere part is taken off and the endings are added. However, you can see here with the noi and voi forms, you can either include the U or omit the U. Both ways are correct. So it can be noi muoviamo or noi moviamo. Voi muovete, voi movete. So either way, with or without the U, both are correct. Rimanere, here again with the first person singular and third person plural with the O. Here there's a slight irregularity because there's a G included. So it is conjugated regularly throughout most of the forms, but with first person singular and third person plural, there is a G added here. So io rimango as opposed to tu rimani, lui lei rimane, noi rimaniamo, voi rimanete, loro rimangono. So first person singular and third person plural have a G added here to make it a G sound. Similar to tenere, however, tenere does have an irregular pattern with the verb here as well, like venire, io vengo, tu vieni, lei viene, noi veniamo, voi venite, loro vengono. Okay, although venire is an ire verb, it has a similar pattern. You can see main difference here with ere verbs, it's an ete ending for second person plural, ire verbs ite. But you'll see the first person singular and third person plural, io and loro forms have the G. Io tengo, io vengo. Tu tieni, tu vieni. Lui tiene, lei viene. Noi teniamo, noi veniamo. Voi tenete, voi venite. Loro tengono, loro vengono. Piacere and tacere just have a slight irregularity with the noi and loro forms. You can either have a double C, even though there's only one C in the verb piacere. Some of the forms have a double C. And there. But you can, with noi and loro, you can have it as just a single C. So you can have the double or the single. And same with tacere. Double C or one C for the noi and loro forms. These are some common irregular ere verbs. With the ere verbs, that means the stem also changes when you conjugate them. So just for example, bere, io bevo, tu bevi, voi, lei beve, noi beviamo, voi bevete, loro bevono. So you can see here the stem has changed. Sorry, the stem, the B, has changed to include the EV throughout the conjugation. And you'll note that the endings are the same, are consistent with other ere verbs. I suggest that you go through this list and conjugate these verbs and just familiarize yourself with the conjugation, the regular present tense conjugations of these common irregular ere verbs. Okay, and just to finish with the verb endings, we have ire verbs and the ish ending. So basically, I have an example here. These verbs here fall under this category. Capire, costruire, dimagrire, finire, impedire, ingrandire, preferire, pulire, spedire, and ubbidire. And we'll have an example here. So basically, you can see that we have the regular continuation of the stem or the root of the verb. These ire verbs here. With capire, you can see here it has the regular continuation of the stem throughout. However, except for these two forms here, besides adding the ending for each verb, we have to add ISC in between the stem and the ending. So instead of capo, it becomes capisco, tu capisci, lui lei capisce, noi capiamo, voi capite, loro capiscono. So again, just except for these two forms here, the others all have the ISC in between the stem and the ending. And that is the same pattern for these verbs here. So, costruire, io costruisco, tu costruisci, lui costruisce, noi costruiamo, voi costruite, loro costruiscono. Dimagrire, io dimagrisco, tu dimagrisci, lui dimagrisce, noi dimagriamo, voi dimagrite, loro dimagriscono. And it's the same for these two here. We just have the regular conjugation, stem and ending. However, for io, tu, lui, lei, and loro forms, we need to add ISC in between the stem and the ending.